Hey Albertans. So, as you probably heard, things aren't going great with the UCP government. This year, not only has Jason Kenney's legislature cut social services, opened the door to privatized healthcare, and doubled down on a fiscal and environmental death spiral for the province's economy, he also fired the guy investigating his own campaign violations. In short, Jason Kenney's been a very bad boy, and he definitely deserves coal from Santa this year. Now, unfortunately, Santa services have also been cut and privatized in this latest budget, so it falls to us everyday folks to pick up the slack. This is a quick video for how you can make some fake paper coal, the only form of clean coal that's real, to send to Kenney or your UCP candidate this Christmas. The first step to making coal is to think about what UCP policies have you really angry. For instance, maybe you're a public sector worker, like a teacher or a nurse, and you're really pissed off that Kenney took your pension out of a successful worker control fund and put it in AIMCO so the UCP can prop up a failing oil and gas sector with your money. The Alberta Federation of Labour called that theft, and they aren't wrong. So what I want you to do is to take your failing pension statements and bunch them into a ball like this. Really channel your anger into it. And voila! Workers' rage, like the compressive force of millions of tons of geological strata, can produce this low-carbon coal for our terrible, terrible premier. But maybe you're a student, and the UCP's budget means that you're going to pay thousands of dollars more in tuition in the future and get less back in educational tax cuts. A real double blow to the gut from a party that doesn't care about your future because they want to cook the planet. So what you should do is line your materials up like this, and then raise your fist so you can really punch through the years of crippling student debt from Jason Kenney. And just like that, you've transformed your future suffering into a frankly pretty dirty form of fuel that I wouldn't recommend that you integrate into your electrical grid, but which is still really great for naming and shaming public figures this holiday season. Alternatively, maybe you're just plain concerned about the prospects for your livelihood or health in a future where we're staring down some pretty catastrophic consequences from climate change. Maybe you don't want to be burnt in a wildfire or tortured by scarcity, and you're really pissed off that the UCP government's climate policy is a total embarrassment. Did you know that their tier program will allow for larger oil sands companies to emit more greenhouse gases than they already do? And that the marginal carbon tax rate that the Alberta government is charging them for the privilege is actually funding the energy war room in a gambit to greenwash the industry and pay for its propaganda with public money all at the same time? Think about that as you make your hands into mountains, grinding and heating the climate science into a material force the UCP can't ignore. And there you have it. A real black mark on our international reputation, and it all belongs to Kenney. But maybe you're feeling other emotions about the UCP's performance so far. Fear, sadness, depression. These are all things I think a lot of us are going through when we think about the harm that's built into the UCP's budget, the folks who are going to suffer from these cuts and policy decisions, and just the sheer moral travesty of making the super rich even richer while the rest of Alberta takes the blow. There are still other ways to make coal for Kenney. The easiest way to do this is paper mache. You can make a great paper glue by combining roughly equal parts flour and water in a bowl with a very generous dash of salt. Mix together until you've got something that looks a lot like thin pancake batter. Next, build up some basic coal shapes by crumpling some of the magazines or sturdier cardstock and taping it into a ball. Masking tape works better than packing tape or duct tape here. Then, take strips of paper and soak them in your glue. If you're feeling particularly dramatic, you might use the garbage editorials from Postmedia papers written by Kenney's cronies, or old copies of the city charter deal. It was supposed to fund a bunch of infrastructure and job spending in Edmonton and Calgary, but the UCP has already torn it up for us. Apply the paper over your tape ball until you have a really irregular, dysfunctionally shaped rock, just like Kenney's heart. Then, we're painting it black. Tempera paint is a good, cheap way to do this, but you could also reach for acrylics, spray paint, or just a really good Sharpie. Priming it with white paint beforehand can reduce the total amount of paint you'll need to get your coal as black as bitumen, which, besides billionaires, really does seem to be the only thing that Kenney feels any positive human emotions towards. If you're rushed, another way to make coal for Kenney is to opt for a more two-dimensional approach. You can take some black paper, or any paper that you paint that way, and cut out some large rock shapes. Apply tape to the back, and you can stick these on any UCP candidate's office windows to really let them and the community know what a moral travesty their government has been this year. I also recommend that you personalize your lump of coal. You can use paint or gel pens to let Kenny know why he deserves this particular lump. Maybe you're a gamer and you're upset that he killed Alberta's video game and tech industry. Maybe you or a loved one depend on AISH to pay rent and buy food, and all of a sudden there's a whole lot less of that going around. And to all my sisters, brothers, and themsters in the trans community, maybe you're rightfully concerned about access to healthcare and community with this government's maneuvering around GSAs, conscience rights, and regressive curricular changes. Whatever it is, let them know why you're filling their stockings with coal, which, again, isn't a good source of energy. It's just a no-good, dirty piece of earth that comes from an antiquated geological era, just like the UCP's dinosaur politics. So, now you've got a nice pile of coal. Here's what you can do with it. Drop it off at your UCP MLA's office doorstep and windows in December, along with a note explaining all the ways they've been bad this year. Take a picture of your beautiful coal delivery and post it on social media with the hashtag #CoalForKenny. Check out the website, coalforkenny.ca, and add your name to the list of people telling Kenny he deserves coal this holiday season. And get involved with coal deliveries happening across Alberta. The more the merrier, they say, and we do want to wish these MLAs a very merry holiday recess. If you don't have a UCP candidate in your riding, swing on by the legislature building on December 21st for a big drop-off with Climate Justice Edmonton. Follow or subscribe to us for updates on this action and many more in the future. Remember, Jason Kenney's policies are a real bummer and a threat to so many of us, but we don't have to face this assault on our own. Make your own team of outsourced austerity elves this holiday season. Get your friends, coworkers, or family together for a nice little coal-making party. Together, throughout our fair province, we can tell the UCP that we've been making a list, checking it twice, and building grassroots power to resist their terrible agenda. This is just the beginning.